What is going on, everybody? You guessed it, man. It is your boy Trey Sense, and it is that time of the week again. It is Monday. We've got through the weekend and another week. So you know what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the fragrances that I have worn over the past week, starting with last Sunday, which would have been, I think, June the 4th, going through to Saturday, June the 10th. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. Before I get into this video, though, I need a little something from you, of course. Like, share, and sub. And I want to take just a second to give a shout out or make mention of a couple of reviewers. Derek Hicks Jr. has a great channel. Y'all go watch him. Check his channel out. D. Da Vinci the Poet. Y'all go check his channel out. He has a good channel. Of course, the boy, the homie, the friend, Cheapo Depot, aka Keith Crook, aka The Fragrant Life. My boy Sam Broom. Y'all check his channel out. And one of my favorite reviewers, especially to make fun of, my boy Manuel from Manuel's House of Aromas, or Manny as I call him. Those are some great content creators. Go show these guys some love and give their channel a little bit of support. It means a lot to us small time guys. Now, starting with Sunday, which was June the 4th, as I just mentioned, I went with a fragrance from the house of Azzaro. What fragrance do you think it is? And it is either known as just Azzaro Chrome, a limited edition, or Chrome Summer. And this one has a nice, bright citrus grapefruit vibe sprayed that right on my hand, vibe at the top. And it comes in a little bit warm. I'm not sure what that note is mixed in with the grapefruit, but for a citrus summer fragrance, it's nice, it's warm, it's inviting. I did get some compliments on it. It was, what are you wearing? That smells good. Nothing outlandish. I had one person ask me what I was wearing, but I don't think they liked it. I think they thought it was a little too strong, but it's just a guy I work with. He thinks everything is too strong. He's probably one of those guys that puts on like half a spray and feels like it's too much, but I'm not that guy. But nonetheless, Chrome limited edition or Chrome Summer. And I took the top off of this one and put it on one of the other Chromes that I got that was a tester, probably for another video I was shooting, and just didn't put it back on for this video. But nonetheless, from the house of Chrome, it is Chrome Summer Edition or Chrome Limited Edition from Azzaro. That's what I wore Monday. It was a nice, not Monday, Sunday was a nice hot day that day. Moving along to Monday, which was the 5th. Had a little bit of a lunch date. Monday, I guess it was about 11, 12. Just went and had lunch with a friend, and I wanted to wear something again that I haven't worn. Maybe this fragrance is a little out of season, but I personally feel like you can wear any fragrance anytime you want to. You may have to watch the sprays a little bit, but from the house of Afnan. It is Afnan Supremacy Noir, and I absolutely love these bottles. I think they're really, really good. The tops on them are extremely solid. I like this fragrance. Now, any knock on this fragrance is performance. It does not perform well. Now, what this fragrance reminds me of is something from the house of Amouage. Not necessarily one particular fragrance, but if you've smelled an Amouage fragrance, you know how they have that dirty, gritty, damp earthiness to them with a slight touch of sophistication. That's what you have in this one. Exact same vibe. It's just got a, maybe, is it what, Jubilation Man? Maybe Reflection Man. It's not strong like an Amouage fragrance, because those things last and last, project and project. But again, think of that same earthiness, that same scent profile, just that same gritty, wet leaf in the fall type of vibe. I pick up on that in this with a little bit of maybe clove, a little bit of spice. I like it. Just a good, solid fragrance. Not the best performer, not the best projector, but nonetheless, it does smell good. It may perform better in the winter, and I'm sure most people won't reach for this in warmer weather, but I'm trying to break some tendencies and wear what I want when I want, as opposed to having 60 fragrances, 70, 80 fragrances that I don't touch in the summertime because it's warmer. I'm not going to do that to myself. I'm going to open my fragrance repertoire up to wear what I want, when I want, how I want. That's just the way it's going to be. So from the house of Afnan, it is Supremacy Noir. That's what I wore the first part of the day. Then I had to go to work that evening, that Monday evening, again, which was Monday the 5th, and I wore a fragrance that I just got in. I just mentioned a guy by the name of D. Da Vinci the Poet. He and I was talking fragrances, and he mentioned a fragrance from a house that I knew nothing about, and the house is Peter Jacobs. See the presentation, and this particular fragrance is called, get it right, Imperial Rouge 1972. And when you see the bottle, you're going to automatically know what it's a clone of, or at least you should if you've been paying attention. That's right, it's a Bach 540 clone. Now, does this smell good? Yes. Here's the interesting thing about this fragrance, and again, the name of it is Peter Jacobs Imperial Rouge. Show that to you. You see that? I think you can go to their website. On their website, these fragrances are extremely expensive, $100+. Some are right at $200. That smells good. D picked this up for 20 bucks. So I had to pay him for the fragrance and then a little shipping. 20 bucks. And I think it is well worth that. Now, I'll be honest, I already have a bottle of Al Haramain Amber Oud Rouge, and it's better. I do think this is better than Cloud, but not as good as Haramain. So somewhere in the middle, but you get a 100 ml bottle for $20. So I mean, you can't go wrong for that if you get it at the right price. Now, again, like I said, online this sells for $150, $170, and just don't see it. I did see another reviewer when I was waiting on this to come in. I think he said he paid $70, but even $70 it's to me expensive for what you're getting. Good fragrance. It does smell good, but I don't know. Is it what it's supposed to be? Yes, it is a 540 clone all day long. It is pretty doggone close, and it smells good. It performs okay. Decent performance, decent longevity. It lasted throughout my shift at work. I did not get any compliments on it, but for some reason I don't get compliments when I wear fragrances like this. I don't know if it's that they don't smell good on my skin, they don't project on me or what, but when it's a unisex fragrance that leans to me more unisex than masculine, I normally don't get compliments with those fragrances. But nonetheless, that is Imperial Rouge 1972 by Peter Jacobs. Okay, and that brings us to Tuesday, which is June the 6th. Doing reviews like this make me reach off into my bag of tricks and pull out fragrances that I have not worn in a long time. And this is from Liz Claiborne, and it is 2.0, and it is none other than Candies. And I said 2.0 because this is the second iteration of this fragrance. Is this as good as the original? No. But the funny thing about it is we didn't think the original was anything special when it was first released until it went away, and then all of a sudden it became a beautiful scent. Is this good? Yes. To me, this is just the typical frat boy fragrance. And what I mean by that is it smells like a scent that you would expect to see at Rue 21, Aeropostale, Buckle, just any store in the mall. That's what this fragrance smells like to me. Just a typical fragrance. Does it smell good? Yes. As a matter of fact, I think this would be perfect for a younger gentleman. I did get compliments with this at work. Now, it was from the high school girls that I work around. They thought it smelled good, and you know, but it's weird, the fragrances that people compliment you on. Again, last week it was from the House of Diesel. It was only the Brave that I got compliments on. So I was just like, you know, I could wear something and think I'm just smelling amazing and nobody say anything. And then I wear something like this and I get 2 or 3 compliments. So it just depends. But nonetheless, slightly fruity, a little bit woody, very cologne-y, not shower jelly, but just a typical male cologne fragrance. Nothing groundbreaking, nothing, you know, that anybody's going to tell you that you smell bad when wearing. Obviously, I just said I got compliments on it, but nothing groundbreaking, not the reinvention of the wheel there, but just a decent fragrance. It's a solid fragrance. You know what I'm saying? It's a workhorse. It's that third down running back. It's, you know, it's not gonna bust the game open. It's not a game changer, but it'll get you 2.5 yards to get that first down and keep the sticks moving. All right, that was Tuesday. And that brings us to Wednesday. One of my favorite fragrances to wear. And I'm not sure why I pulled this out. Probably because I was sniffing fragrances and came across it. From the house of Trussardi, it is Riflesso. And this is I won't call it a clone. This is very similar to YSL's La Nuit de l'Homme. It's in the same wheelhouse as La Nuit, but much cheaper. I remember taking this with me to Texas and letting Manny and JP smell it as soon as we got in the car, and they were literally blown away. Both of them sprayed this on and they was like, man, that's good. And I was like, yeah. And it's cheap too. It's about 20 to 25, between 20 and $30. So, and it's a sweet, gourmand, date night type of fragrance with a very mature citrus running through the top of it. It just smells good. I mean, this is one of those fragrances. It's just a banger. It just does what it's supposed to do. From the house of Trussardi, it is Riflesso. And that's a house I want to dig more off into in the upcoming months. You may see a little haul, and it's got some Trussardi in it. And that was Wednesday, which brings us to Thursday. And I was surprised to get a compliment on this fragrance, because at the time I got the compliment, it was nearing the end of my shift. It had been on my skin about 4.5, almost 5 hours. And it was basically a skin scent on me, or so I thought. The house is Cremo. The fragrance is iced citron and driftwood. And a young lady, very attractive young lady, I may add, who I've known for years. As a matter of fact, I want to say she was around the same age as my little sister. Comes in the store quite often. And she came through my line and she was like, ooh, you smell good. What is that? And of course I told her, and I said, me being me, I can't just take the compliment and go. I said, that's kind of the objective. I'm kind of a big deal. But nah, I didn't say that. I just said that's kind of the objective. And this is what I had on. Iced citron and driftwood. It's a nice scent. It does sit closer to the skin, but evidently people can still pick it up. When you go nose blind to it, evidently it is still working, and you definitely get a nice, cool, refreshing citrus vibe up top, which I'm pretty sure that's what the citron is. And then you definitely get that driftwood in the bottom. It's very simple, very easy to wear fragrance, nothing too complex. And I picked this up at Marshall's or Ross. Yeah, Ross, for like $12. And for that price, I think it's a banger. I think it's a really solid fragrance. And one thing I like about Cremo is they keep it simple. Love the stitching on the side of the bottle, the etching rather, that says Cremo, and the simplistic sticker right here in the middle, and just the cap. Very simple, very easy, not trying too hard, not doing too much. Packaging is the same way, nothing fancy. That gives them more money to focus on the product in the box. That was Cremo, and that was what I wore Thursday, which would have been June the 8th. Which brings us to Friday. Friday. Had lunch again with another friend, and hadn't worn this fragrance in a while. So I decided I would wear it. And it is from the house of Don't Bore Her, Dior Her. And the reason that I don't wear it is because it's probably my most asked about fragrance. Anytime somebody knows I do reviews, they either have this, got this for Christmas, or they ask me about it. It's from the house of Dior, and it is Savage, as they call it, Sauvage. And this is the Parfum. The Parfum is, it was a little bit dreary and rainy here, so I thought this would be a good one to wear. And I like this fragrance, and I get compliments on it every time I wear it. I do. I get compliments on it, whether it's the EDT, the EDP, or the Parfum. I get crazy compliments on it. The last time I wore this, or the last time I remember wearing it, I went to a place of business to handle some business, and the lady walked by me 3 or 4 times, and finally she just stopped and said, I don't know what that cologne is you've got on, but whatever it is, you got this whole office smelling good. And it was this bad boy. So some people, this fragrance may be too much for, because it does have a little bit of resinousness in the bottom of it that may be too much for you. Now, the incense up top, I like the fragrance. I like the way it smells, but I also like Bleu de Chanel. I like the way it smells as well. To me, this is a good smelling fragrance, and it definitely performs good. This sticks with you all day. It's a Parfum, so it doesn't project as well as the EDP or the EDT, but it does still stay with you all day, and it does still smell good. From the house of Don't Bore Her, Christian Dior Her, Dior Sauvage. And that's what I wore the first part of Friday. So I wanted to back up just a little bit. That night, as I went out for some adult activities to have a little fun, again from the house of Christian Don't Bore Her, Dior Her, it is Sauvage, the EDP this time, not the Parfum. I went with this one because it projects a little bit better. And the reason I went with this one is because I wanted to wear a different fragrance, but I still had some of that Sauvage on from earlier on my skin. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna step back. I wore the Parfum. Let's go back a little bit and let's wear the EDP this time. And again, same scent profile. A little bit more loud than the Parfum. The Parfum is a little bit toned down, a little bit more refined. This is the middle brother. He's a little bit, you know, louder than the big brother, but not as loud as the little brother. So, but yeah, better projection, pretty good longevity, a little bit more noticeable, a little bit more loud, draws a little bit more attention to yourself. But same DNA, you get that incense, you get that Ambroxany vibe. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it. I do. House of Sauvage, the House of Dior, line of Sauvage. To me, it's a good line. A good line. That's what I wore Friday night, which brings us to Saturday, which would have been, well, Friday was the 9th, which brings us to Saturday, which was the 10th. Yeah, that's right. Speaking of Chanel, I went with a fragrance from the house of Chanel. It is Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, or Extreme if you're country, extreme. And this just smells good. I mean, it's you can't go wrong with Chanel and the quality and the scent profile. Mature citrus, very easy, very subtle, not a fragrance that's gonna command attention. This is one of those fragrances that creates sex appeal because it gives off wafts. It's when people come near you, or you come near people, or you walk by people, you find them. It's not one that's going to catch people's noses from miles across the room. It's subtle, but it's a fragrance that should invoke confidence in you because it smells wonderful. Absolutely love it. Chanel Allure Homme Sport, Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme, which is what this one is. I like them all. They all smell good. Again, think a very mature citrus. If you want this fragrance on a little bit of a budget but still smell ballparky, similar, pick up Lacoste L1212 Eau Fresh. It's the one in the green gradient bottle with the green. Pick that up if you see that at discounters, if you don't want to pay the $100 and some odd for this. They don't smell similar. I mean, they don't smell identical, but they are similar. Same ballpark, same grown man, dressy, citrus type of scent. But nonetheless, this is one of those fragrances that when people smell you, they're gonna wanna know what you have on, because it just commands attention without doing it in a loud, obnoxious way. All right, guys, that's it, man. That's what I wore this week. That's what I wore this week. And it's Sunday. It's time for me to start another week. Well, it's Sunday, but it'll be Monday when y'all see this video. So gotta get everything ready. Listen, I appreciate you guys so much for being the best part of this channel and always returning to the scene of the crime. It means a lot. It really does. Thank you. The channel is moving in a great direction. Views are up, subs are up, all of that, which means revenue is up, which means I'll be able to buy more fragrances to give you reviews on. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for just taking the time to sit down with an old country boy like myself and talk frags with me. Always remember to be active in the comment section. It helps as well. Please be sure to like and share my videos, and any other YouTuber, no matter what the platform is. If you like that YouTuber, share their videos, like their videos, and sub to their channel. I guarantee you it will help them out a lot and they will appreciate it. With that being said, man, I appreciate y'all so much again for returning to the scene of the crime. I'm going to get off of here, edit it, thumbnail it, and get it up to you. I love you all. May God bless you all. Until next time, guys. Peace.